Heyo everyone, I'm Freeze Engine and welcome to a bit of a small rant video. Not a totally negative rant, but I do have some thoughts on the new Hunt Showdown game mode Bounty Bash that I want to share with you. Now, let me just get it off my chest right off the bat. I do really like the game mode. I really do. I've been talking about the implementation of a game mode like this forever. I've mentioned it in a couple of my past videos already. I've proposed it multiple times, especially on stream. And now they finally added a game mode that I really adore. However, it's not the game mode itself that I have the most problems with. It's more like the surrounding circumstances. Let me explain why. Now, I do think Crytek was really going for that more old school FPS Deathmatch sort of game mode, a fast-paced, quick in, quick out, action-packed game mode basically. And they delivered on the whole action-packed thing, and for me personally, it's more about the situation of having to pick and buy a loadout every single time before you go into a match. Because I don't really understand what their goal exactly was. I really think they could have done a much better job if they would have stayed a bit more faithful to the more classic formula of these older deathmatch game modes. What I mean is, in a classic deathmatch game mode, you basically always started with just a pistol or something that resembled a pistol basically. And there were all sorts of weapons scattered across the map which you could pick up and refill your ammo and stuff like that. And that really brought in a nice dynamic because you couldn't always pick the same loadout, which is what we're seeing right now with Bounty Bash. Tons of shotguns, everyone brings their Crowning King with slugs or Romero with slugs, just shotguns over shotguns. Despite there being so many more fun and interesting weapon choices for the close quarter combat that you mostly experience during Bounty Bash. Now, in these older games, you wouldn't always get your favorite weapons, so you would have to learn how to kill with all the other weapons. You would have to get good with all the other weapons. Basically, you wanted to be a jack of all trades when it came to weapon choice. And I think this aspect really falls flat in the Bounty Bash game mode that we received, because as I've said before, you spend hundreds if not thousands of Hunt dollars on your loadout, you pick it, you equip everything, then you jump into a match. I mean, if you're lucky, you win the match and you get a bounty token and a bit of money. If not, you basically die within the first couple of minutes of the match. What I really don't understand is why they didn't go for a more classic approach, especially since we have the perfect formula for it in Soul Survivor. Why don't we get to choose a basic starter loadout like a basic pistol, basic shotgun, or basic melee weapon, and then there are weapons and maybe some equipment scattered across the one compound that we all fight in. This would eliminate the necessity of spending hundreds if not thousands of dollars on a loadout just to get shotgun blasted from a Romero with slugs in the first couple of minutes. You would just get in with your basic loadout, try to find weapons as fast as you can, and then have to deal with all the other players with what you found. This is also very akin to more classic battle royale games like Fortnite or PUBG, where you drop in with basically nothing and you have to search for weapons and build your loadout around that, and then having to survive with the stuff that you find. I think this would make the game mode even more interesting. It would level the playing field as well, I think, because look, there's tons of players with lots of money. Obviously, they can afford the Crowning Kings, they can afford the Aftermaths, they can afford the Dolks with all sorts of ammo types. But I know I'm a broke boy, but there's also tons of new players flooding into Hunt, especially with the new event right now. And I don't think every one of those has the luxury of having all those weapons and having tons of money to spend basically. So eliminating the cost factor and making Bounty Bash a free game mode where you don't have to spend any money would be so much better. It would streamline the process even further. You would just pick your basic loadout, start matchmaking, get in, get out, and it would be such a great and fast experience, I think personally. Now, I know a lot of people might not agree with this, and I'm very curious to hear your opinion about the new game mode, what you think works, what you think does not work, and what do you think about my proposal, fusing the Bounty Bash game mode with the Soul Survivor game mode mechanics basically to hopefully create the best version of Bounty Bash. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I would love to get a discussion going here about this topic, and maybe Crytek has their ears open and is open for some changes and some adjustments, which they have been recently, honestly. And with that being said and that off my chest, I'm Freeze Engine. I usually stream Tuesdays and Thursdays at around 6 or 7 p.m. Central European time. If you like, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, maybe consider joining the Discord. If you like, we also have a VOD channel. Everything can be found in the description below. And yeah, with that being said, I wish you all a very nice morning, night, evening, wherever you might be. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and I'll hopefully see you next stream. Until then, have a good one. Bye bye!
Xardas. Für Xardas. Macht bedeutet alles. Du hast dich entschieden. Für Xardas. Xardas. Für Xardas.